Listen, DoorDash should be busy enough that you shouldn't have to wait 10 minutes for any request. Not even a good request. So hi, welcome. I'm trying to make as much money as possible, not just on DoorDash, just food delivery tonight. And I went online as I was headed to my normal staging, like waiting area, and I got nothing for that 10 minutes. So if you tend to just do DoorDash and then you do Uber Eats and Grubhub when it's slow, that's a good indicator that DoorDash is slow. So I got this one, KFC on Grubhub, $12.05, 2.4 miles. And I took 1 second, but it's a good order because it is just one restaurant and it's 2 customers. Because if it was 2 restaurants, then it's like, I gotta make another stop at a restaurant. But 1 stop here at the restaurant, that's not bad at all for that dollars to mile ratio. Look, I know you and I don't want to see it, but this happens when there's no peak pay. I cycled back on to DoorDash, by the way. The Grubhub order is good. I'm in a good spot, too. $2.75 for 2.1 miles on DoorDash. That is crazy. And listen, the best strategy is to always drive on bonus pay and take the highest paying offers, like $2 to $3 a mile. But if you can't, for whatever reason, then you'll 100% get orders like this. But interestingly, I'm getting more and more orders tonight from Grubhub. 1248, 6.4 miles. You know, it's not bad actually, but it's 2 pickups, and I know the parking's tough there. Now, there's this one, 1625, 8.1 miles. I just don't like the ending destination. It's pretty far away now on DoorDash, so I'm not going to take that one either. I know if I'm already getting orders like this, then I know I should get more and more orders so I can be a little picky. If you're just trying to cash flow, like I don't really care, I just want to make some money, then you can be a little bit looser with what we teach you here. I mean, I'm saying without peak pay, without surge, without Grubhub bonus pay, without bonus pay, you're going to get orders like this, $3.25, 1.8 miles. Now, I've talked about, you're either going to do, here's another one from DoorDash, let me say, yeah, $8 for 8.7 miles, it's too far. So there's 2 strategies, listen to this. There's a volume strategy, like, well, I'll take $5.50 orders and I'll just do a lot of them, like lower paying orders, to make $25 plus an hour. Or there's a low volume, high paying strategy, which is what I want you to do because it's probably going to have less miles, where you take high paying orders and you do less of them. Ideally, if you can still do a good amount of them, that's ideal, but usually that's not how it goes. So Grubhub has tossed me a lot of stacked orders and they're just not great. So my point is, again, it's either a volume strategy or it's a less volume strategy with bonus pay. But that's the key, is you want bonus pay, because otherwise, you know, you should be multi-apping anyway, but otherwise you're left with the volume strategy. And there's like more chances for mess ups and errors because you're doing $9.75, 8.3 miles. Yeah. You're doing more and more pickups. So there's just more and more chances of parking issues, wait times at restaurants, issues like that. All right, Mike. So why would you take a Five Guys, a restaurant with notorious wait times, and other fast food spots as well, but Five Guys, yeah. So it wasn't the worst, and I hate saying that because it's literally my thought process. Like, it was pretty good. It's not stellar, but I took it on DoorDash. Now, it's also in a very busy area here in Oakland, so there's probably a lot of orders as well, but I've never had a huge problem with this location. Number 2, I got a stacked order. Well, I should say an add-on order. It's basically the same thing. A stacked order is 2 or more assignments for 1 driver. I say add-on order because that's exactly what it is when the app adds on another order. So it was a fantastic dollars to mile. It's just another restaurant. Ideally, I would have loved it to have been from Five Guys because the other restaurants here in Oakland as well, so the parking is going to be a little tough. Yeah, I anticipated this was going to happen. I told you parking's tough here, and there was nothing there. There's literally nowhere to stop. I mean, so I'm going to circle back around because this side street usually has better parking opportunities, but this is going to burn another 4 minutes, 3 minutes circling back around. I mean, if it happens don't sweat it as much as you can. I mean, it's going to happen. You're not going to have a seamless parking like, oh, there's one right in front or even nearby all the time. This is going to happen. But remember, we have another one after this that's equally tough parking. I mean, we're talking evening, right in the middle of University of Pittsburgh. Here's something that no one really talks about that you're going to have happen in dense areas, cities, universities. Yeah, usually that's the main spot for this. So remember, that second pickup, Chicken, also in Oakland, I knew it was like a block-ish away from that Five Guys. Do not try to reposition your car, parking, and like get closer to that second pickup if you're a block away. Walk it, a block and a half, like 2 blocks. Yeah, depends how long your blocks are. But in Oakland, the blocks are like super short. So, I mean, I'm not going to try to fight for parking again. Leave the car there and then just walk. Boom, look at that. So now I do have a longer drive, 12 minutes to that Lawrenceville drop off. But then the second one, I believe, is right near it as well. And the reason why I have a longer drop right now, because remember, when I accepted that first request, it was pretty decent, but I knew it was taking me to Lawrenceville, which is fine. It's not as dense and traffic congested as here in Oakland, so I don't really care about that. But I did know it was another busier power strip. We have a free resource, folks, a terms and strategies guide at yourdrivermike.com, so you can understand some of the terms that we use here. But I knew it was another power strip, so I had no problem driving a little bit further than it dropping me there. I mean, who's surprised, okay? Who's surprised at these numbers? I told you, if you're doing food delivery and there's no bonus pay, this is right in line with what I thought it was going to be before even starting. So, 5:30 p.m. until 7:15 p.m. because I couldn't take any more. It was dead. And why would you stay out? Why would you stay online? And if you're multi-apping and everything's dead, right? I don't know. Let me know. But gross revenue, $15 from DoorDash, $12.05 from Grubhub, $27.50 for a gross revenue per hour, $15.71. Remember, that's before taxes, before you take your deduction. So I'm telling you, the bonus pay, and I get it. If your marketplace doesn't have bonus pay, what are you going to do? You have to, $17, $18, maybe $19 if you're in a good situation without bonus pay. 4 deliveries completed, 4 tips received. See, the tips are fine, $4.01. That's right around my average of like the low 4s for a customer tip. And even business miles, 10.8. The payout per mile, $2.55 payout per mile. That's fantastic, which tells you if your pay per mile is good, but your hourly is bad, that means you're taking good orders. Like you're smart with the dollars to mile ratio. You're not wasting time on poor paying, high mileage orders. You're just not getting enough of those higher paying orders. Based on those business miles, a tax deduction of $707. So, strategy and verdict for you. I would hopefully balance the bonus pay shifts with obviously non or low, more so non-bonus paying shifts. Ideally, you want like 80% of your shifts at some kind of bonus pay. 20%, I don't really care if I make $15 to $18 an hour without bonus pay. But I understand, like, Mike, this is only when I can drive. I'm only free during these hours, during these days, here and there, and there's no bonus pay. What do I do? Again, firstly, we multi-app within the same niche. Then we multi-niche, looking at other things that you're comfortable with. Add-on rideshare, grocery, parcel, just other stuff, pet sitting, anything else in a different niche entirely. Because if this is dead, maybe there's something else that could pay you more for that day. But I'll tell you, honestly, listen, if you're just going to stay on food delivery, let's say, where's the earnings going to come from? Because it's base pay, the company's pay, promotional pay, these incentives, and then tips. So if there's no promotional pay, base pay is static. It's $2 to $10 from DoorDash. Customer tips, that's what? Like kind of based on service, but
more so just based on luck if you get a high tipper, and there could be bad luck where you get like next to no or little tips. This is literally skill plus luck. Even DoorDash has stats that says, hey, we've studied order trends of customers on different days, repeating days, and even they said some of these days aren't as reliable as you think. Like every Friday, yeah, it should be busy. Statistically, DoorDash found like that's not always the case. So here's what you're going to do if this stuff is luck and skill, which is what it is. On the skill side, you better know, understand all the options and implement the best strategies, practices that we teach you here on this channel. On the luck side, hopefully you get lucky, get a big customer tip, get a little bit more base pay from these customers. And then on the middle here is the bonus pay. So hopefully you get lucky with bonus pay. Hopefully you have the strategy of knowing when to drive. You're available during the times of bonus pay. And then with multi-apping, getting lucky, getting enough orders on that bonus pay, that together, the skill plus the luck, is what's going to make you the most money. But if this is when you can drive, this is when you can drive. So lean into skill as much as you can. And again, hopefully you get some big tips there.